Are we live? What's up, everybody? Hey, guys, thanks for hopping in the chat, chopping in. Mr. Melvis, Sheppers, Matt Schultz is here. Hey, cool. I think I saw Morton and Ian up there. And Piv Clip. What's up, everybody? Turn that off. Let me turn off my little phone zone, too. Yeah, I'm ready. All right. So welcome to Track Feedback. We don't have a ton of tracks today. We got a couple to go through. They're going to be good. So before we do that, let's just take a quick little review of House Volume 1 that is coming out in 2 days on Friday. Sheppers, where's Steve's 2-minute message? Here you go. 2 minutes. I love it. We do have a little bit of a routine. So the last thing I have not really decided, and I don't know if it matters that much, but we haven't really picked the track sequencing in this release. So if you're watching out there in replay land, you're going to get a preview of the music on this amazing compilation called House Volume 1 on Mixotexture Records. It's coming out on Friday, and it's available on Bandcamp right now for pre-order. You go to mixotexture.bandcamp.com. You can buy it now for $7 or pay what you like, and you'll get the first track. Well, you'll get one track free. That's a really good jam. As for the rest of it, I mean, we could leave it in alphabetical order. It works that way. Let's just take a little preview and listen to some of these jams and see if anything sticks out. I like to define, okay, what's the first track? That's important. What's the last track? That's important. And then how do you move through them as a group? So let's just take a little scan of these sounds. This is AFL, John Madison. Mr. Melvis, thanks for the pre-order. Appreciate that. DJ Waters is multitasking, cooking fish pie and listening to music. I believe you. Okay, so here's the groove, right? It's got a nice beat, solid bass line, cool track. Could be the opening on the album, and it has a vocal. So I'm cool with that being the opening. Let's check out Ben Hunt, Poet's Corner. This one has a little bit more of kind of like an 80s, a bit of like a new wave type style. I'm not in love with that one as track 2, but it's okay. Danats. Classic up and down bounce. And this is one you want to put in the active part of the night when you're in a set. Check it, check it, check it, check. So many good details in this track that I didn't hear until after the mastering. Solid groove. Now, I think Jirogi goes well with that one. Meaning, if I'm DJing, I would put those two together in a set to keep the energy from one across to the other. So I find pairs of tracks that go together. I'm not sure where that's going to be in the set. Dimutech. Kind of like that classic Korg M1 keyboard sound. And then it goes a bit deeper. And this track, I think, does represent overall the album. It's got like a vibe. It's in the house, solidly in the house genre, and it's a little bit on the deep side. Envelope Follower is like super electronic, meaning the actual sounds. Again, kind of deep, goes well with Dimutech. So far, so good. So maybe we could just bump up Jirogi a bit after Danats. You hear that? Great sounds in there. And I hate cutting these tracks short. You're going to have to grab the album to hear the rest. Hushed Tones, Alex B, the Wanderer track. This one, I feel like it goes really well with Canada, the late night vibe. Hey, Ben's here. AFL and Envelope go well together. That's interesting. I think I have an edit. Okay, so AFL and Envelope Follower. And what did I just say? Danats and Jirogi's groove. Those go like that. Then if we have Hush Tones in Canada, yeah. We heard Jirogi. Okay, here's Canada. Actually, this one now, it reminds me of Dimutech a bunch. So what if we go from Dimutech, Canada, Hush Tones. And let's go back to Ben Hunt. Keep the Canada sound in your mind and think, does Poets Corner follow that? So Ben, you just came in. We're working on the album sequencing, doing a little preview for people out in replay land to catch a vibe of the album, and asking the question, what order should these go in? Which tracks lead to the next, and what tracks go in a group? Actually, I think this does follow Canada pretty well. Yeah, I think Ben Hunt can go after Canada. Now let's check Hushed Tones and OSP. Oh, Matt, I totally see what you're saying. The melody of Wanderer, that like, I don't want to say melodic techno, but it sounds like techno and melody a bit. Okay, now go to OSP. That was a good suggestion, Matt Schultz. Hush Tones and OSP. Now we got Temple and Octavio. I think Octavio is the most similar to like popular deep house. How do you pronounce it? I say Canada, like Ken plus Canada. How do you pronounce that? Canada? Do you think Octavio is good for the last track? And this sounds like, you know, when I listen to deep house DJs, this sounds like what deep house is like. So Octavio could be last. And then Taib and Steve Knotts and Octavio. Okay. Here's my track. Canada. So here's my track. This is a kind of a bouncy one that probably would go with Dinats and Jirogi. Maybe I'll go after Dinats. Canada. Then what if we have Taib? I thought Taib and Mindbender go together pretty well. There's Taib, here's Mindbender. Energetic and deep is how I would describe that. It's like you could work it in kind of similar directions. Everybody in replay land, this is the track you get when you pre-order. You get the Mindbender track right away today, and then the rest of them unlock on Friday. And then where does Temple go? Vision. This is the fastest BPM on the album. Yeah, Knotts and Dinats for sure. Where do you think we should put Temple? Maybe last? Okay, Shepherds, Taib and Martin. Thank you. That's good. Mindbender. What if we have Octavio and then Temple fits with Jirogi? You guys are good. How do you know all this stuff? Temple fits with Jirogi. And then Matt Schultz, Shepherds. Yeah, Temple with Dinats, Steve, bouncier stuff. Yeah, go out with a bang. Well, here's what we got right now. So AFL, Envelope Follower, Mindbender. Starting it off, not with the most bangers, but with really excellent, deep, good tracks. Then Taib is a bridge over to the bouncy stuff. Dinats, me, Jirogi, Temple, that's kind of going up to the fastest level. How does it feel from Temple over to Dimutech? So we're coming out of this. And then coming into Tekahedron. Yeah, that works. So then we go to the kind of late night deeper stuff after the fast stuff. To me, that's like yellow color, like these bouncy ones, like Dinats is like a yellow bright color. And then we go into Dimitri Canada is more like ocean blue. Ben Hunt's like purple in my brain. Hush Tones is like gray, black, and OSP is just like black with stars. You don't have to have my color match on these. Ian finished on the fastest track. Octavio is last right now. Okay, I'm not sure this is the final area, but it's been about 10 minutes and I want to listen to some music. So 3 kicks, that works. I love how efficient Steve is. I'm not sure if I agree with that either. Mr. Melvis, build overall tension by increasing the urgency, then release, and finally late night cruise. Yeah. Matt Schultz put the banger second to last and something to land on. Put your Get Your Love last. Nice summary. That's what it is right now. Get Your Love is like the ending track to come down on that smooth outro. So as it is right now, I feel good about the grouping of like the sections, how the, you know, like 3 tracks at a time. Like, so when I'm DJing, if I have any time I have one track that I'm playing, I always want to have 2 other tracks in that genre that fit that vibe. So if that one track is really, really good, I can stay in that vibe with another 2 tracks right away. And those are like branches. So if the one track doesn't really work, I can go to like a separate alternate 3rd track. So really I have 3 options and stay in something that I can transition to and bring the crowd to a different vibe to make sure we're going up or we're staying there or we're going down or possibly completely shifting to a new BPM. Yeah, I saw that comment from Morton about making a mix set with all these tracks. I don't know if anybody's tried DJing with them all together. Morton, do a set tonight. Yeah, maybe I'll try a set. Ben Hunt, Mindbender last. That's actually a good reason for an epic long track to go out on, and then you wake up and the needle's like skipping on the paper platter. All right, let's jam with some beats. EQ flat, stereo wide. We're kicking it off with DJ Waters. Put your toes in the water. See if you get wet. Wow. Heavy.
The life you know, all the stuff you take for granted.
Vocals are better already.
It's not gonna last. Imagine a world of permanent darkness, where machines control man's destiny. Imagine you were the only one who could stop it.
Yes, man. Oh, this is totally better. Turning this up. Freaking flatline. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, you got a bass line now? Oh my God, the stereo field.
Residents of hell.
This is so good now. The vocals are better. I can feel that bass line happening. Now we got some weird angels. What's in our change log? That was awesome. That was awesome right there. Okay, second melody, extra 8 bars of kicks toward the end. Yes! Removed an 8-bar break because it was worthless and weak. I mean, unnecessary. And I think those screechy parts are easier to listen to. They're still screechy, but they're not like, ow.
Residents of hell.
You should be making video game music, man. This is crazy. The little angelic voices actually sound a bit too loud. I felt like the thump was quiet when those voices are in.
Residents of hell.
Around here, those the choir voice is a little bit too loud, I think. Right here, the mix sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna rewind. I'm gonna put up the low shelf EQ a little bit, take down the mid-range a little bit, and fix my left-right balance. Okay, check this out. Little heavier bottom. Oh. Where's that vocal? Right here.
Residents of hell.
Yes, it's awesome. Okay. I'm gonna go back to EQ flat now. And yeah, I did EQ. What I just when I went back to flat, so I had the EQs around 1,000 hertz, with the mid-range EQ like backed off about 3 dB, and then the low shelf EQ jacked up about 3 dB. It gave me that bottom thump that just felt bigger and took the mids down a little bit. So that's basically a mastering thing you could do. Overall, the elements are awesome. The track is totally slamming. All that stereo stuff. Ow. Some of this is almost too much in the mid-highs.
They're starting to take over.
Oof. Little bit too piercing at the sharp top end there. Yeah, Mr. Melvis, music libraries, video game music, music for if you have to like break things and you want to put this on to help you. Pow, 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 pow. It's awesome, Ian. This is so together. It's so layered and complex and stuff happening like every instant. Mix is basically done. The EQ comments I'm making, I think, would basically be a mastering decision. If you want to edit something, take that vocal choir layer down just a little bit around here. And if you want to take one of your bassy kick drum layers and bump it up a little bit, you could do that. Right here is my favorite part. That's solid, and it's right in the middle of the track. And by the way, I love how this group, we can be like sequencing an album, very sensitive to how each track flows from one to the next and the vibes. Then we come here and it's like pow, 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 pow. Complete and total emotional flexibility is required. So Ian, great job, man. Version 2 is awesome. Version 3 could have a little more low end and be done. So let's keep moving on. Ben Hunt, all I get is static. You know why? Because you listen to DJ Waters. Oh, you're submitting that to Hardcore album in 2023. Yeah, for sure, man. Some of your tracks should be getting picked up for some good distribution because they really got solid sound in every sense of the word. All right, Ben Hunt, version 1. Let's see. EQ back to flat, stereo wide. I like that snap. Do you like those high frequency kick drums? That ping, bing, bing, bing. I think it's the second track we heard from you with that. Okay. All right, we got almost 6 minutes. Looking forward to a nice deep journey here. I like the rhythm, but the basic groove is good already. Where's Randy Adams? This is like a... Ooh. I like those hi-hats. It's almost like a breakbeat. Chicka, 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 chick. That was good. Stereo synth blast with reverb. What was that kick drum? Boom, boom, boom. So far, so good. There's space in the mid-range for more of a melodic harmonic layer to get louder. The mid-range is a little bit quiet so far, but that was the intro, so I don't care. That theme could get a little louder. I hope that gets louder. Yes, yeah. Damn. This is a solid genre for you to be in. Ben, for your choice of sounds and production style and techniques and habits, this feels like right in your zone. That little vocal sweep could be a little louder. I don't want to interrupt it though. Ooh. That new snare drum layer was really good right there. Definitely smooth beat. I would take the synth pad layer down a little bit and bring up the bleepy melody thing a little bit. The little pluck things, could those be a little bit louder so they're more in front? Oh, this is perfect right here, 312. The mix at 312 got good. This is a little bit wompy around 160. Womp, womp, womp. 189 hertz offending frequency. Let's check that bass line one more time. I'd like to hear the kick drum totally naked compared to that bass line. So bass line's here, 339. The wife approves. Something for the Burning Man hippies. I don't know if that's how hippies think. Let me try a little bit of high shelf. That's the vocal sample thing that could be a little louder. That breathy, airy part. 405 right there, that could be a little louder. Ben, for version 1, this is great. This is already playable. And overall, the groove is just simple. Bass line and kick drum are nice and simple. They stay together the whole way through. Do, 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 do. And there's a lot of other tracks with this type of rhythm that you could mix with this in a set. That was that double kick drum again. That was cool. So yeah, take the synth pad down a little bit, and I think the bass sound could use a bit of EQ to fit with the kick drum, because the low end is a little bit wompy, like womp, 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 womp. I really like how that melody sound is in the low mid-range octave. That could come a little bit, if you take that sound and EQ the high end of it up a little bit, boost like the bright part of that bass sound to get it to come through a little bit more as a melodic element and not so much as overlapping the bass line. What's this rhythmic thing happening here with the synth pad? Da, 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 da. That's cool, the pan effect. All right, back to the beginning. Hold on. So what I'm getting is the upbeats on the bass line somehow feel a little bit muddy. Boom, but, boom, but. Those upbeat ones are not quite coming through. I get the rhythm, but they're a little bit like boom, boom. The downbeat is good on the kicks. Because the downbeat merges with the kick drum. Boom, boom. So what I would do specifically, this might get a little tricky, but in the bass line, identify those two notes on the upbeat and like boost the EQ a little bit where those two are, and then leave the lower, like I'm talking about EQing the bass line note by note. So you actually grab the frequency of those two notes, boost those up with a tight kind of a, bell curve. See if you can pull out the rhythm and the pitch of those two notes. Maybe that would work. And then possibly take some of the low end off of the deep bass note, because it seems like something's kind of crowded in the low end. Let's go back out to the ending. And I describe those things. Anytime I give advice and track feedback, I'm thinking, what would I do in the mix? And then you know what? I have to go and try it to see if it works. So sometimes those recipes that I'm talking about, you put them into action, you're like, oh, that didn't work, let's go to plan B, EQ something else, maybe EQ the kick drum instead, and that might work as the second attempt. So it always does depend on what happens when you get in track by track or channel by channel. One more time, because somebody was talking. Okay, right there, the upbeat of the bass line has too much low end, I think. That note D that's popping up at 73 hertz. Yeah. Piv is saying use a multiband only on the lows. What I'm guessing is out of your bass line, the low note could be a sub tone, and the two upbeat notes do not have to have sub frequencies in there. So that way they can poke through in between the kick drums. Boom, boom. And they happen actually in between the kick drums. So they could be a short duration, kind of louder sound. Boo, boo. Yeah, that rhythm is the important part of what the groove is doing. So it would be nice to have the bass line and kick drum working really well together. And the bass line could totally work without a sub bass part or with very little at all. Yeah? Cool, work on that. That's a great track. The vibe is awesome. It doesn't really need very much at all. And it feels like it's all worked out. The arrangement's worked out, the flow, the sounds, the sound design. Even the ear candy is pretty well detailed. Stereo stuff. The beeps. So nice work. That's great for version 1. I'd like to hear version 2 on Saturday, the day after House Volume 1 is released. I said I'm never ever playing this track. Denats. Doop boop 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 boop. Mindbender likes it. That is a good vote for that type of track. That's a good example of a high bass line. Down, bow, bow. try a little low end. Oomph. Feels like the kick drum could be a bit bigger compared to the bass line. I like those hi-hats a lot. Crash was a little loud, but I get the idea. I think the piano organ type deal could be a little louder. Let me check the track notes on here. Early arrangement and mix. Does the idea work? Yeah, the idea does work. Oh, Ben, that was a good comment. The riser and hats felt a bit loud around 1 minute. I thought so too. Shepherds, yeah, the bassline note around 100 hertz is masking the kick. Pretty much, yeah. I like the drum programming, the percussion layering. It's got the vibe. So far we got kick drum up, bass line down, cymbal down a little bit. It's cool right here, it's working. Okay, Mindbender, make the sound a little more upfront and in your face. How would you do that? Is that with like the clap and the snare kind of layers? I like this one. The layers, the vocal layers and the harmonic layers are nicely playing together. One too many cymbal crashes. Cut the one at 331, and the one at 334 is okay. Yeah, Matt, the organ or electric piano type of sound, I definitely agree. That should be, it's warm and mellow and should be louder. So now we're at the part where it's like, okay, good. I'm glad the vocal just did that with the delay effects fading down because we needed to change a bit. Now it feels like there's a space for a big, long breakdown with a violin string sample or something. So slice by slice, all the moments sound good. I think we're missing a long dropout where the beat stops and we get a build up that really brings us back in. Because right now it's just been like chugging along for kind of a long time. Okay, Piv, good comment. Feels a bit detached. Needs to come up more in your face. I think a bigger kick drum vibe could help with that a lot, actually. So right around here, 4 minutes, this section feels extra. It feels like nothing really different has happened yet, and a lot of the song sections are pretty similar. DJ Waters, half the amount of vocal and add another layer or so. Okay, let's do the minute by minute experiment and just go through each kind of chunk of the track and just listen for how many layers are playing or what's going on. So intro, okay, heard that. bass line beats, some harmonic stuff. Harmonic stuff's layering up. So 2.5 minutes. This is our only breakdown really, right? And now from 2.5 minutes. Okay, good differentiation with more hi-hats, around 3.5. 4 minutes, kind of the same. So a couple things are changing, but okay. So that was like a solid 3 minutes between the breakdown here and the breakdown here. I like this spot a lot. The way the vocal fades out with a delay is cool. So Adam, in general, this middle 3 minutes of the track is, it's a bit repetitive, even though you have some things changing and it doesn't feel like looping. It doesn't feel like exactly like one long loop just stretched out, but it feels like it doesn't really have a dramatic build up and drop. It doesn't have a dramatic drop out and then return. It's kind of just like subtle little like changes going on. Mindbender is dropping some good tips. Dare to strip things down every once in a while to keep the groove interesting. Many good elements, but it would be nice to hear them on their own every once in a while. Yeah, so try to like avoid having like the keyboard and the vocal happening all the time. In the track. And basically, I don't think it needs to be 7 minutes long. This is about 5.5 minutes worth of music right here. You could cut out like 2 minutes. Like if I had this as the track with zero possibility of adding or really doing a lot with it, I would basically make it shorter, take the most interesting parts, and then create transitions between them. And one of these song sections would be a longer dropout, and I'd really work on making some super dramatic buildup where you're like, give me the beat back, like I can't wait for it. So cut out everything, have one sound in, then layer in another one, layer in another one, layer in another one, make everybody wait for it, then finally drop the kick drum with a cymbal crash and slam the track back in at like a peak, so that when you get there, say 2/3 of the way through the track, you can be like, that is the main drop in the track. In other words, put the main drop where everything is in, and then build backwards on both sides, before it and after it, so that the track never really has 3 minutes where it's like 3 minutes of kind of equivalent pressure. This is a hard problem to solve actually, because it's all good. When you skip through it, every single little part of it is like, oh, cool, I could see people enjoying that. Those are all good sections. But overall, they're too similar to each other without a huge dramatic climax. Mindbender, just kick and vocals as an example. Yeah, kick drum with vocals and some of those delay effects would be cool. That's a challenging one. The composition stuff of finding out what to cut out and strip away to create tension and release is like the challenge of composition since back in the days of before electricity. Shepard's 3 minute drop. But Danats, the mix is sounding good. A little more kick drum, a little less bass line. We talked about that at the beginning. And let's move on. Okay, Shepherds. Who is everybody here? We got Mindbender. Oh, we got 3 Mindbenders tracks and Shepherds. So let's go for some Broken Glass. EQ flat, stereo width. Oh, Matt Schultz, idea. The organ doesn't play the whole track, so when it drops out, that would be a good place for the vocal. Yeah, that's basically the idea. Woof. Okay, this should have played this after DJ Waters. Broadcast level is fixed right here. There's the Broken Glass. Let me check the change log on here. worked the low end, added some hi-hats and ride, transitions, atmosphere, a lot of automation. Martin, that's a great tip. Plan a couple parts where you can mix in other parts from another track. All right, Shepherds, the low end is sounding great. And I think I hear the background atmosphere. It's subtle but good. That is a good transition effect. That was perfect. Yes, Matt, that is a jar of iced coffee. Ian, good comment. The kicks, too many. The triple tap is too often. Good effects. Yeah, I think starting at like 150 if you just went to straight kick drums with no extra bumps. I like that beep a lot. That one. A lot of good synth sounds happening here. Yeah. What was that? What was that? This kind of sounds backwards a little bit. Wow, Martin, you would play this. I'm a little surprised, but okay. That hi-hat is awesome. 234. That was amazing. That sounded like a record scratch. What are you doing? Ooh, those are good hi-hats too. Solid groove, man. The layering and the sounds are nice, like interlocking nicely. Wop, 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 wop. There's the broken glass. A little bit noisy there. Hold on. Okay, I want to say this in a clear way. I heard the ride cymbal come in, and I noticed it come in, but then right away, a whole bunch of other sounds were like coming in on top of it and really burying the ride. And I felt that feeling of too many new sounds entering at once. So I heard the ride, but I didn't get to enjoy it because all this other stuff was right there. And then because I was focused on the ride, the new ear candy sounds, I was like, which one do I listen to? Not, I mean, you don't have to choose, but that was my feeling. So let's see if, can we go back and see if maybe the ride can just come in like 8 bars later? Because the synth variation sounds are, I think, more important right here. So where does the ride come in exactly? 353, 2. Yeah, you know what? I would keep the ride out until 407 and then bring it in, have it be louder, and keep it in for a longer time. Because we didn't really get enough of it. That was cool. Hold on. Let's just hear that ride again. At 351, I think it comes in. Or 53. Yeah, I basically want more of that ride. So if you're gonna leave it in this position, make it louder. I think you don't need it because there's other stuff coming in. So what if we wait till here? What if you bring in the ride at 407, a little bit louder, keep it in for like 8 bars, take it out, put it back in, something like that. Then it gives the ending a nice kind of like fresh percussion layer. That sound is great. I don't know, try that and see how it feels. And I want to hear this one sound again. That's excellent. Right at 422. And then here it feels like, okay, now we sink down into kick drum and hi-hat. For that bass and drums kind of ending. Really good transitions. There are so many freaking details in here. I have to pause every second. Now I want to hear the distortion kick drum in that gap and then the reverb after it. Check that out. Did you hear that at 433? It goes up and out. That's really good sound. The sound design is amazing in here. And now it's like nice and hard. Bow, bow, bow. Ian wants it faster. Up the BPM. I don't think you need to up the BPM personally. And then here at 504, bring back the triple kick drums. Ba-boom, boom, 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 ba-boom. I sort of got used to the kick drum layers, but I think a straight kick drum from like a minute 20 out to 5 minutes would let us get really into that 140 BPM groove that just gets you like hypnotized. And the Shepherd's atmospheric distorted reverb. Kick pattern is easy to fix and then see what's underneath. Man, so many details in there that I couldn't even mention all of them. That's great. It's like super cool. Okay, so Shepherd is test out the broken kick, 4/4 kick pattern thing. Low end is smacking. Yeah, I agree. And this is really nice right in that group of 140 BPM tracks. So Broken Glass is gonna be a good one. And the sounds actually sound like the name of the track, which is cool. Okay, time for a little Mindbender set. EQ flat and Rev 2 final fat mix. Bring in the noise. My ice cubes are melting, and when they're done, I'm gonna have noise. There we go. Mono. Mindbender's tracks are so good, all I can do is check mono and be like, maybe there's a mono problem. Okay, yeah, you said this is the next release, so we want to compare this with Back Home. And catch the vibe of these two, right? Beautiful synth. Solid low end. Shepherds, yeah, keep it coming, man. You're doing great tracks. So Dinats, pay attention to the layering here because he's creating a dynamic build-up, making you wait for it by taking things away. That synth is amazing right there. So far, so good. That little tambourine in there. Chicka, 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 chicka. I love the brightness of this bass or mid-range. Dappa, 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 that synth. It's so bright. And big and like right in the middle of my head. I agree on the low end too. Bow, 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 bow. Check mono. Did you just say watch yourself right there? Watch yourself, self, self, self. I got no comments, man. This is sounding really good. There's a dub chord. Really good use of space. Oh, wow. Right, that is a change up. Boom, 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 boom. This is cool. It got kind of empty. All right, I'm gonna pull out a detail right here. There's this backbeat, cha. Listen to how the percussion and that like synth layer combine. There's like a tambourine that comes in on that beat right here. It's almost like a guitar upbeat, like a skank right here. Do you hear that percussion layer that gets louder and louder on that beat? That's a great way to create a build-up. It's like layer two sounds and make one of them louder rhythmically. That was cool. What is this? Wow. Wow. Interesting layers. Yeah. Now I feel like I'm in space, kind of like, whoa. Now you're giving it back to us, yeah. Really unique song form, actually. Yeah, right? I felt like that was a dub guitar skank, like chonk. Okay, everybody take a breather, get some water. This is a fun track. It's going through a lot of worlds. Yeah. Mono. So that bouncy synth does lose a lot. So that one synth, in mono, it's harder to pick that out in the mid-range because there's a lot going on in the mid-range. But I'd say it's basically working. There's so many things in that same frequency range. And coming in for a landing. I like this part. Oh, the tambourine for the ending. Keeping it going. Little lyric vocal sample sound good. That's definitely done. Really nice. Okay, so we're coming back to... I want to save that moment and let's check out Back Home. Bronx Mix. Did you play this on Saturday night? Is this the one that you had with that strobe light moment at the club and people were going crazy? Fat mixes, fat done, get the fat D. Ooh, that bass line is cool. Oh, you made it when you came home, yeah. It's a great time to make a track is right after an amazing party when you feel so good and you kind of don't care too much. And you throw some stuff in there and you're like, that's how it feels. Those can be the best tracks. Okay, let's pause here. Keep that sound in your ear and check here. Okay, that's that level and this level. Overall low, mid, high balance, do you think they're about equivalent? Real bright synth layers. That's that line I love. Bow, now, now, now. A bit lighter and more happy, yeah? The low end is not light though. like that rhythm in the inside. This. Super good, man. These both sound really A+. Morton's going A+ equals big D. Yeah, man. Oh my God, that hi-hat. It feels a lot faster than 117. Taking us back down. And now we're going up. Yeah, let's check mono. So it's like the reverbs are kind of getting canceled out. That big sawtooth wave is okay though. Yes. This is great, Martin. I got no suggestions at all. Put it on a record. Right, some modular weirdness. Yeah. It's like it's constantly either growing or shrinking or something. Always something happening. Oh, I was expecting a beat drop there. Now I'm waiting. You got me waiting. Yeah, man. This is great. It keeps going through these energy pulses. Now I'm like mixing in the new track, right? This feels like, okay, it's kind of steady. We're at the ending. Get the new track coming in. I like that. Snap with reverb. And right here, yeah. I can't press pause. I'm unable to pause this track. Mono. Beautiful work. It's done. I don't have anything to say except let's listen to it again. Okay, here's the fat part, right? Bow, bow, and pause. Yep, back to track. The other one. Yeah, that dub guitar. Check, check. All right, try to compare the overall low end, mid range, and high frequency balance. Feels like the mid range was louder in the other track. That one loud synth was kind of brighter. Let's go back here. Bow, 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 bow. I think this track, that one lead synth thing, is the one that's so nice and bright and loud, is a bit louder than the mid-range here. But you know what? That's stupid. They're two different tracks. They don't have to have the same exact mid-range pressure. Yeah, Morton, I think these are both done. They both totally feel completely playable. Each one hangs with itself. All the sounds fit together, and you could mix between them, roughly same kind of sound for each of them. So yeah, these are done. Oh, Piv, the 220 hertz dip there is not on Watch Yourself. Really? Is it 220? Wait, what? That's like around 220? That's like a super boost around 200. Okay, that was I just tortured the EQ on there. Okay, Morton carved out a bit more on Back Home for a more open sound. Good, that explains it, and that is what I'm hearing. I think they're both great. They both really have their own vibe, and they fit together as a nice pair. So let's go on and check out the deep dub mix of Ian Vale Loft Music. What is this exactly? I didn't check the changelog on this. Let me see. EQ flat. Let this roll. What are we listening to? Lots of chords in this one, yeah.
Big cavernous space. There's a very sacred space. There's a big mirror ball. And then there's this gentleman standing there who looked quite mystical. He was playing records on his sound system that was just out of this world.
The vocal sounds a lot better. I remember an earlier version we couldn't really hear the vocal very well. This sounds really good. DJ Waters, enjoy your lunatic embraces. Good job on your track, man. It sounded really good. I'll be right back, y'all. Sometimes I gotta turn on the fan in here. It gets a little much in the midday heat. Oh, so you ducked the instruments down with a vocal sidechain. Cool.
Standing there who looks quite mystical.
I like the low end. Mid-range is a little bit hollow. maybe the chords and harmony could be a little bit more louder, up more. So let's see. Interesting. Piv, you just said the mid-range is a bit too much. Okay, Matt, maybe the percussion reverbs are too much? Possibly. Yes. The bottom is nice. The structure is great. The flow, the feel. I love your drum programming. Everything just feels so natural. It comes in and gives you a fresh layer right at the right moment. That was perfect. That vocal effect right there was perfect. I didn't want to hear the whole sample again. I already knew the words. It was really good to chop that up right there. And mono. Your tracks always lose a lot in mono. The vibe is just so much smaller. But I don't think that's a problem because you still get all the elements. The high frequencies really do. Wait, let's go back to right here. Listen to the top hi-hat. Then back in mono, the hi-hat. You lose a lot of hi-hat in mono, which could be from your reverb. I think the hi-hats are so loud in the reverb that probably it's the stereo reverb getting collapsed. That might be worth looking into. I want to hear this drop again. Without Steve talking. Right there. Something new came in the low end right there. It was like, wow, wow, wow. Boom. Boom. Mono. And one more time right here. Okay, there's a, you can hear my fan. There's a low, there's a chord that comes in right in this little breakdown part that feels like, ooh, ooh. And it looked like it was around 100 hertz. Let's just check that out again and see what's going on with that. Right there, 548. I think those chords right there around 545 have too much low frequency. They feel like a moofy, like morph, morph. And I would like them to be more like an octave higher almost. Still kind of a spacey background sound, but not as much low frequency like fuzz around it, you know? I don't know if you're interested in changing that, but that's something I noticed. I like all this. That's great. Yeah, I feel those chords. I think I felt that come in. Somewhere around here. Because before, when those chords are not here, the kick drum is very clear by itself on the bottom. And the bottom is nice and tight, you know? And then right here, it started to get moofy. Matt Schultz likes the moof. 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 I know, the moof is a very nice, warm feeling. And overall, Martin, that's like a 1%. If like the track is 98% good, that's gonna get it from like 98 to like 99%. So good right here. And one more time in mono. Oh, filtered percussion? It feels like boom. Maybe it's the filtered percussion. I'm not quite sure what the... I sort of got the feeling it was chords. This 545. Is that a filtered bass line? Do. Do. Bow. And back to here. Whatever it was, the moofy sound I was getting was like about 90 hertz up to 130. Now it's gone and it sounds nice and like clear. Shepard's ears are shredded. Yeah, Matt, I agree. I think it was a chord played quite low and filtered. Anyway, Morton, this track is great. It really feels good. Maybe check the percussion reverbs for phase, because really the only problem I noticed was that in mono, the hi-hats were so quiet. For example, mono. Doesn't it lose a lot? So, oh, and I like that crackle at the end. All right, you're getting some claps on that. These are 3 tracks in a row from a pro that are all playable and sounding really good. They fit together, they got a style, they got a vibe. And when you hear us giving hypercritical mix notes about tiny moofy rhythms, those are the only thing we can find to improve on, so that's cool. It looks like it's about the end of track feedback today. I enjoy having only a few tracks where we can really go deep and listen to the whole thing. Stop talking, lady. It's nice to be able to spend time in detail on each track. I do enjoy that part. and hanging out with people. So anybody who's watching in replay land, check it out. House Volume 1 is going to be fully available on Friday, August 26th. Looks like we got a bit of let me save my reorder update. We were just working on the track sequencing at the beginning of today. So House Volume 1 came out of track feedback, believe it or not. This is a group of tracks that people made and they brought to the group. We listened to them, we gave each other comments, we made suggestions. We talked about what was good, what could get cut out, what was the core of the track, what was the extra stuff. And people came through a few rounds of feedback in just a few months and ended up with these amazing tracks that each one has a little piece of the group in it. I love it when you make a suggestion and someone takes your advice and does it next week and it makes the track better and everybody's happy and everybody says, that was better. And the person who made it is like, yeah, they feel so good because everybody else says it was good. I mean, you know, you got to have your own mind, of course, but it's really nice to have a community of people being so supportive and helping with the promo, by the way. Thanks everybody for sharing the posts and helping push the release. So this is going to be available fully on Friday, but what you can do right now is pre-order the whole album, $7 or pay what you want, and you'll get a Mindbender track, 11 minutes, 44 seconds of jammed out house dub goodness like we've been listening to right at the end of today. And then on Friday, the rest of the tracks unlock. So at the beginning of today, we did a little preview at the beginning of this live stream. We listened to kind of the vibe of each track, put them into groups from the opening out to the fast section, to the late night deep section, and then some super beautiful ending ones to take you out into Dreamland or wherever you may go at the end of listening to the album. So please buy this album, tell your friends about it, and let them know we are making some really interesting electronic music that's not cookie cutter formula music. There are tracks that sound like this a little bit, but every one of the tracks on this record is unique and has its own stamp of personality on it, which is my favorite thing. We influence each other, we help each other, we give each other encouragement, but everybody's totally unique. Bunch of freaking weirdos, which I love. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here and hanging out. It is Wednesday, and next track feedback is Saturday. And then I'm like packing up and moving out of state to Hawaii. I can't believe it. It's coming up so fast. Oh, and then the last thing is, let me remember this. Course is mixed texture. How to EQ your tracks. Early access version is going to be done this week, which means you will be able to get module 1 for free and do basically the most important technique of EQing. You're going to learn it for free in module 1, the teaser module. The rest of the course after that is projects where we do EQing on stereo drums, instruments, low end, sub bass, female vocals. You get projects and packs that do all those in detail. But before that, you have to learn the range of human hearing, the frequency landscape of where we play with our sounds, and then what the EQs and filters are, which are the toys on the playground. That's what you learn in Module 1 with hands-on activities inside live. The impact it makes is that you get confident about using EQ. You learn how to choose the right EQ, how to identify problems and solve them in your mix so your tracks snap into focus and sound clear and up in your face like we've been talking about today. So it's really going to be a lot of fun. Module 1 is going to be ready. Well, it is ready now. I'm just hooking up all the back-end tech to make sure you get it and you get it delivered and you get the follow-up message and you get all the details you need to really be able to do the lesson and enjoy it, and then become part of track feedback in Discord. Yes, I'm going to ride the volcano. That is exactly what I'm going to do, and eat pizza with pineapple on it. All right, everybody. So thank you so much for all the support. House Volume 1 coming out on Friday. Track feedback on Saturday. How to EQ your tracks will be out as soon as I publish the link, which will be not today, but maybe Friday. And I believe that is all for today. One more little dip into Mindbender. Check that out. It's so good. All right, that's it for me. See you all later.